Hey tubers, what's up? It's been a long time, I know. Don't have s- don't have great updates for you, but hey, I know it's in case you don't remember me, I'm a straight six fan, and most of you guys probably remember my Rat Rod Radio Flyer project, which hasn't moved anywhere since the last time I did a video. But I thought I'd check in with you guys. Look, I will be working on that again, I promise. I've got to get it done for this upcoming Memorial Day. That was the goal last year. Um, I'm a little busy right now. I've got an event I'm putting on for my church. It's kind of a mini conference of sorts. So that goes on April 8th and 9th. So, needless to say, and while that's not consuming all my time, it's taking up a good chunk of it. And another update is I got rid of the old Red Ranger. That if you've been following me for as long as my channel's been alive, bought that last summer to replace my purple one, and it just wasn't a good match for me ever since the get-go. It just had a ton of little things that were goofy about it. The door jar little beeper would go on sporadically driving. I put an alternator on it, new fuel filter, tensioner pulley. Seems like there's something else. Oh, DFPE sensor. It's related to the EGR. Had check engine light. It just had these little annoying things about it, like I mentioned, that door jar thing. Also, it would. What was one of the other classic ones? Oh, filling up with gas. I think when they did the spray in bed liner, they covered up the little vent, so the fuel pump would automatically shut off like all the time. You'd get like 0.2 gallons in it, and it would automatically shut off. So you'd have to sit there manually do it, and like the rate was just so slow, and it just was so frustrating every time I filled up the gas. There were a couple pumps, KC's gas stations that they worked all right on the slowest mode, but it was just annoying as heck. So anyway, let's see. Jeez, what else? It was starting to on really cold mornings. We're just cranking, not fire. So you'd have to put your foot in on the gas, give it some fuel. So I don't know if that was a fuel pressure regulator, but regardless, I sold it yesterday. Now, I didn't get exactly what I wanted out of selling it, but I did sell it to a grandpa helping buy a vehicle for his granddaughter. So as we were pulling away, my wife was like, "Oh, she's getting her picture taken in front." I couldn't look back because, look, I hope that truck's better for her than it was for me. It had run its course with me. I had to get rid of it. Again, I threw in a new pair of shocks for it. The shocks were starting to go bad. Ball joints probably about 6 months on the way out. But I needed to get rid of it. It just wasn't a good fit for me. So, as you're thinking to yourself, well, if he got rid of his Ranger, what did he get to replace it with? And well, that's what this movie's all about. So, with no further ado, here is what I replaced the Red Ranger with. And so, I bought a 2006 Jeep Liberty 4x4 common rail diesel. For those of you familiar, diesel fanatics, I've wanted a diesel for a long time. The first vehicle I ever drove was a 1984 Diesel Ranger with a Perkins diesel in it. Had no power, but that's what I learned driving. I guess I kind of fell in love with diesels ever since. Just obviously a lot of appeal, mileage, durability, that kind of thing. But anyway, for those who don't know, they only made these for 2 years before the U.S. changed emission requirements in 2007 for diesels. That's the, what VW is getting in trouble for. But so they only made these from 2005 to 2006, so they're extremely rare. But I lucked out, and the guy I bought it from was the diesel mechanic for Agco company, Heston, in Heston, Kansas. They make swathers and things like that, but I think they manufacture some other Agco products down there too, so maybe some of their Gleaner combines, things like that. But the guy was an actual diesel technician for Agco tractor company, and so he had it. I'm now the third owner. That guy was the second owner. He owned it from 130,000 miles to what I bought it with 162,000 miles. And he's an AMSOIL dealer, so he threw in a case of AMSOIL there back in the back with his part of the deal. I think I got a pretty decent price on it, but it is the limited package, so that means I've got leather seats, got a sunroof, so I'm pretty excited about that. But hey, if you guys want to hang tight, we'll take you out for a ride. Alright, so like I said, the previous owner was a diesel mechanic, if you will, for AGCO. So one of the things he did, put an auxiliary put an auxiliary fuel pump in between the fuel line and the fuel filter. I guess it was all vacuum related, so I don't know if you'll hear it upon startup here, but there's kind of a clicking sound. That's the auxiliary fuel pump. So it gets more fuel pressure. He was finding air in the fuel, just wasn't enough fuel pressure for in the stock configuration. So I gotta be careful here. Gotta dance around the wife's car. But yeah, I'm super stoked about it. It's like I said, I've always wanted a diesel. It's, you know, I think I'm gonna miss having a truck, a true bed of sorts, but I think this will will do all right. I mean, how often did I use my truck anyway? I don't know. Like for a truck, like I don't know, once every quarter did I have the bed filled. But and it's kind of loud at idle, I'll be honest, but once you get running, it quiets out quite a bit. And one of the things I'm super stoked about, I don't know if you can see up here or not, I'm watching the road, so I don't know if this is on camera or not, but a little fuel mileage indicator right now says I'm averaging 29.5 miles to the gallon, so that's super awesome. Ford Ranger, it was probably in the summer months on summer fuel, I could get about 19.5 out of it, you know, in good tanks. Winter, it was probably closer to 18, maybe even a little less at times. So I'm super stoked about the better fuel economy. But as far as plans for this thing, I know you guys, again, if you followed the old tripod fell down there. So if you guys have been following my channel, you know I have that Dana 30 that I'd worked on for doing a solid axle swap on the Ranger. I'm probably going to sell that and finance just a lift kit for this thing. Unfortunately, the kind of cutoff on lift kits for these things is 2.5 inches, so it's not going to be that dramatic. Before you got to get shorter CV shafts and things like that. So I'll probably just take the milder out, do the 2.5 inch, run some 265/75 R16s. It's about a 32 inch tall tire. I want to build custom front and rear bumpers. So eventually, long-term plans, I'd like to get a locker for the rear, an air locker. I do want to take this thing off-roading, but I doubt I do it much more than once a year or something. So, you know, it doesn't need to be any sort of mega off-roader, but just something to, you know, I think it's going to look pretty cool, off-road bumpers and stuff, so. But hey, I think that's going to do it, guys, for this episode. Feel free to leave me a comment, ask questions. Love to help you out, answer them, if you will. See if there's any other diesel fans out there. But hey, until next time, peace out.